She's still doing chest compressions, and there's no life in him. I mean, he's gone. His eyes are closed at this point. He's not breathing. I put my hands in my hair and I just screamed. There's nothing more I can do as a mama. Kale is just an easy kid. He's a straight A student. He is my loner. He can pretty much figure anything out. He's very independent. He's my thinker.
Kale, everybody likes Kale. No one can not like Kale.
It was like any other normal school day. We were going through the day, got to lunch. We like to play spike ball. And then I was waiting for my friends to finish a game so I could join. Kind of went black on the edges of my vision, and I noticed I was kind of falling. I took a step back to try to stabilize myself, and then I was falling, and I got about halfway to the ground, and then I was fully out.
I am a teacher at McLeod. I teach first grade. I was on my planning period, my conference at lunch, and then I looked down and I saw I had a phone call from the high school principal, and she just said, "I need you at the softball field now." I knew it was Kale for some reason. There's an open area between our middle school and our softball field. I saw him laying down and just looked like a pile of clothes, and I put my hand on his back and I said, "Kale, Kale," and when I said it twice, I knew something bad was wrong.
I remembered hearing his mama say, "He's not breathing." And when I got down there, I saw Miss Lance, the principal, and I said, "Go get the AED."
You can't describe what's going through your brain at that point because there's so much, but yet your mind's just going so many different ways. Then I hear preparing to shock, and that's when I think I lost a little piece of myself. When it shocked him and we're praying, that's when the nurse said she felt his heart stutter back to life. She said she could actually feel it under her hand. And he opens his eyes, and then he looked at me and he touched my hand and he said, "It's okay, Mama." Best sound I've ever heard.
And then I woke up. My mom was there, the nurse, my aunt was there. There were a bunch of teachers around in a circle all praying, and you know, it was pretty crazy.
Our friend just died and he came back to life, so it was pretty crazy to wrap your head around.
1 second everything was okay, and the next second he's just not breathing, just dead right in front of us.
Just know that the Lord did a miracle there. Whether he used an AED and CPR, or whether he just decided to touch him and bring him back, because not everybody comes back.
I met Kale in the emergency room the day that he had his arrest at school. I knew when we saw the Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome that we would need to do an ablation to help cure him of this. Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome occurs probably about 1 out of every 40 to 50,000 individuals. And it is a muscular connection between the top part of the heart and the bottom part of the heart that increases people's risk of dying suddenly.
When we were transported at the time, we didn't know where we were going. I was praying the whole time we'd be at Ochsner. We've always had fantastic treatment, and I knew they had a pediatric cardiologist.
About a month after his initial arrest, we did an electrophysiology procedure, which is a catheter-based intervention. Electrophysiology is a subspecialty in pediatric cardiology. I am the only person in North Louisiana who does electrophysiology procedures. In fact, there's only 5 of us in the entire state of Louisiana, with all 4 others being in New Orleans specifically.
It was really cool listening to Dr. Jones explain what the ablation was, which is where they go up through your veins and then they burn your heart. And that was really crazy, because when I think about burning something, I'm thinking flamethrower, just in my heart.
We found where this extra piece of tissue was, and we were successfully able to burn that tissue out, and he no longer has Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome.
I'm thankful for the mercy that God showed us that day.
Now my friends and family, we're a lot closer than we were before. We don't really take time spent together for granted. We're a lot more open with how we feel about each other. We like to spend more time with each other than we did before.
I make sure to hug him every day, tell him that I love him.
As a cardiologist and electrophysiologist, that's really my goal, is for every one of my patients to be able to be a normal teenager. And now Kale is a normal teenager again.
I can't thank him enough for the care they showed him, the fact that they treated him and us like we were real people, and they took care of my boy.